one get hostages back without destroying anything?
Think of it this way. If he had done that deal, you guys would not have to go into Gaza. You wouldn't be in Gaza right now. You wouldn't have had to do all the airstrikes. You wouldn't have killed all the innocent people that you guys have killed. And Israel wouldn't have the bad reputation internationally that it has right now.
Iran is after anything they can get. They're giving everything they got up their sleeves, you know? Actually, we got missiles over here. We got missiles a few hours ago. They got intercepted. We on their skies, but...
If you guys own their skies so much, how are you guys getting hit with missiles so much?
We on their skies, like...
Why is Haifa under fire right now? Why is Tel Aviv getting hit by missiles if you guys own their skies? Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? You were out there in Israel, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
How old are you, bro?
20.
Nice. Have you served in the IDF?
Still serving to this day.
Shit, man. How's that?
What do you think?
Probably sucks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you probably don't want to be involved in these conflicts?
Is there someone who does?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, war sucks. You know, do you not have a passport to another country? Speak good English.
Yeah, well, this is my country. This is my homeland, so... You don't have
another passport? You only Israeli?
What do you mean, like run away?
Not run away, but most Israelis have dual citizenship with another country.
No, bro. Many fought before me, and many will after me, so...
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, it kind of sucks that you guys have forced military service.
Yeah, hopefully one day it changes.
Yeah. Are you stationed in the West Bank? Where you like actually...
No, I'm in Gaza right now.
You're in Gaza?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't you guys like pulled back a bit though because of what's going on with Iran?
No, still going on, bro.
Really? They haven't pulled back any troops?
No, what's going on with Iran is like only like... It only matters to like pilots and shit. Like it's only Air Force.
Okay.
Nothing on the ground.
No, I was no, of course no. Yeah, of course no feet on the ground. But I was told, or at least people told me this, that they had pulled back some IDF people because of what's going on and pulled some out of Gaza. But I guess it does.
No, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little like.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
As long as there's hostages, then no one is going back off Gaza.
Say that again. As
long as there are hostages, no one is backing off of Gaza.
Yeah, of course. Of course. How many are left now? Like 50?
Like 40 something, yeah.
Do you think Netanyahu actually wants the hostages back?
I don't think that matters. I think that's what Israel wants back, like as one, like everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. I think Netanyahu is simply using the hostages as a ruse to...
Excuse? To destroy Gaza?
Pretty much, yeah. And to occupy it.
How would one get hostages back without destroying anything? Like, how do you just get in the hostages back then?
Well, there was a deal struck on or about October 10th to get all the hostages back in return of not invading Gaza, and Netanyahu declined that.
Yeah, deals and release like up to thousands of terrorists, right?
No. What I'm saying is that in return for not invading Gaza, the Gaza Strip...
You know, I, as a soldier, I would feel if like I just raided like a part of Gaza and then they told me, okay, you need to get out, there is a deal going on and we're gonna release all the fucking terrorists you fucking caught. Like,
no, that's not what the deal was, bro. I'm trying to explain it to you right now.
What's the deal?
The deal was basically in return for not entering Gaza. This was like a couple of days after October 7th. This is like October 10th, 2023. There was a deal put on place basically where in return for not invading Gaza or doing airstrikes or not entering Gaza or not doing airstrikes, they would release all the hostages, and Netanyahu declined it and had you guys invade anyway.
That's a loss, though.
That's a what?
That's a loss.
How's that a loss?
Because it's a loss. They just entered Israel, fucked it, like trying to fuck us up, and then they go back and... What do you mean?
Well, here's the thing.
As long as there's Gaza, there will be another 7th of October.
Okay, I see your perspective there. But here's the thing, bro. Think of it this way. If he had done that deal, you guys would not have to go into Gaza. You wouldn't be in Gaza right now. You wouldn't have had to do all the airstrikes. You wouldn't have killed all the innocent people that you guys have killed. And Israel wouldn't have the bad reputation internationally that it has right now. And then you guys could have done, you know, clandestine. Israel
forever had bad reputation. It's not because of Israel. It's because fucking Jewish people exist. That's why.
No. Israel had a much better... Yes. Hold on. Here's the thing, bro. Israel had a much better reputation.
It's not about Israel. Let's not make it about Israel. Let's make it about Judaism, Jewish people.
Yeah, what about that? What about Jewish people?
Fucking people hate them. That's why.
No, I
Before
would.
7th of October and before anything.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, have the Jews been persecuted in many places? Of course. But I would argue that things became significantly worse after October 7th.
I don't think so. I think just people use that as an excuse to. Not now it's legitimate to like hate, you know?
Well, I mean, look, man, there's a bunch of reasons for why.
I think people be waiting for this, is what I'm saying.
It's not that people have been waiting for it. You know, the reality is that the reason why a lot of the world dislikes Jewish people, there's a multitude of different reasons why. But what I'm going to focus on right now is with October 7th is like, you guys had the opportunity to not go in, to get the hostages back. And what you guys could have done was you know, you got the Mossad, you got the Oman, you got, you know, Unit 8200. You guys have a very good intelligence community. You could have just went ahead and assassinated a lot of these Hamas leaders and just done it slowly. Now, of course, it might not be as good. You might not look optically as well, but I would argue that you guys actually hurt yourselves more internationally, optically, by invading Gaza and killing all the people that have been killed, because you guys could have just done this surgically instead. You guys have the capability of doing it. We've seen it with Iran. So the invasion was a bad move.
As like someone who serves in Gaza, you know where every time we go back to fight.
Say that again.
Where we go to fight, like statistically, we go back to fight where there are buildings standing. Like operatives of Hamas wouldn't like fight on ruins, on like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So you're saying when you go to fight,
statistics.
Okay, statistically,
we don't have to fight where there are ruins.
Where there's where? Ruins?
Ruins, yeah.
Oh, ruins.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight there, or you do want to fight there? I'm confused.
No, we statistically we don't go there because there is no operatives there. So that's the solution: destroy the buildings.
Yeah, but there's innocent people in those buildings.
No, we evacuate them before.
I mean, sometimes you guys let them know, sometimes you guys don't. I mean, there's been tens of thousands of innocent people.
We always let them know. There's 3 days notice. We send papers, we send everything.
Yeah, but then you guys tell them to go to another section and they go there and they get bombed anyway.
No, they don't get bombed, I promise you.
Bro, there's
That was at the start. That was at the start of the 7th of October. Everyone was like hyped up, bro. That doesn't make sense.
Bro, there's literally, like, they've reported 50,000 dead, but we know that there's way more than that buried under the rubble that are missing. Like, 70% of the people that have been killed in Gaza are kids and women, man. Like, it's just been a murder fest on innocent people.
And on the 7th of October, what do you think was killed?
What do you mean, what do I think was killed? On October 7th?
No women and kids?
Well, actually, a lot of the people that were killed on October 7th were actually killed by the IDF.
No.
If we're going to be honest here.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Why would they be killed by IDF?
You know who Yoav Galan is, right? Your former boss?
Your what? My what?
Yoav Galan. You know who that is, right? Your former boss?
Golan?
Yoav Galan.
Yoav Galan?
Yeah. You know who that is, right?
No.
You don't know who Yoav Galan is?
It's the security, like a minister. What is it?
Yeah, he was the head of the IDF back in October 7th when it happened.
Oh, Ramatkal. No, okay.
Yeah, he authorized the Hannibal Directive on that day. Are you familiar with what the Hannibal Directive is?
No, I've heard about it. Like, can you tell me about it?
Yeah, basically, it's where, you know, there's authorization to kill IDF soldiers or civilians that are being kidnapped by Israeli paramilitary organizations to avoid, you know, what you described earlier, which is making deals where you have to give, you know, 1 Israeli for 1,000 Palestinians, just to avoid that thing.
Yeah, if I'm kidnapped, I would rather be killed.
You'd rather be killed. Fair enough. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that that's why that thing was put into place. So a lot of Israelis that were killed on October 7th were actually killed by the IDF. Now, I want to be clear. Did Hamas kill innocent people on that day? Of course. That was a terrible day. But
what do you mean, of course? Most of them.
No, I'm telling you, a significant amount were killed by the IDF. That's what I'm trying to explain. It wasn't all Hamas that killed the 1,200.
You're not making it any better, though, you know? Like, you're trying to defend, like, you're trying to compare. Like,
I'm not defending. I'm telling you the truth.
No, you're trying to make it sound like a little more okay, somehow.
I'm not making anything okay. I'm just telling the truth. The truth is that on October 7th, a significant amount of the people that were murdered were not just murdered by Hamas, but they were also murdered by IDF soldiers.
Was I, though?
They were killed by both, right? Both parties.
Okay, say so. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's important to note because obviously, they've been saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Hamas butchered
At least they
1,200
didn't
people."
put them in an oven and turned it on, right?
That's not true. No, there were no one was put in ovens. That's not true.
That's not true. How do you know that?
That's not true at all. How do I know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were no babies in ovens. Only one baby was killed on that day, and they were shot by a bullet that came through a door. There were no babies in ovens or babies that were pulled out of women's wombs.
Brother,
That was all propaganda. It was not true whatsoever.
I don't think, brother. I don't think. How would you know that?
I know that because I read the reports and I looked at the footage. The people that put that story were people that worked for this organization that recovered the bodies, and they got a bunch of donations. They made millions of dollars on this lie, and then Netanyahu ran with that lie.
We didn't bomb anyone.
I'm sorry.
We didn't bomb anyone. You got proof?
You didn't bomb anyone?
Yeah, we didn't bomb anyone. We didn't kill anyone innocent.
Okay, that's a whole lot. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I'm saying on October 7th, Hamas did a military operation, right? And they killed innocent Israelis. I'm not denying
operation?
That. Yes, it was a military operation, yes. Now,
Hamas is in the military. That's what you get. That's where you're confused.
They're a militia. They are the...
No, they're a fucking terrorist organization, dude.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Some people might look at the IDF as a terrorist organization as well, right? So it depends on what you want to look at it as. By definition, IDF fits the terrorism definition as well, if we're going to be honest.
No, it isn't, because Israel is a country and there is Israel Defense Forces. Now there is Gaza, and Hamas isn't.
They were elected. They were democratically elected.
No, I don't think so. You know that shit is...
They were.
You know that shit is fucking corrupted, and you know that, brother.
Well, Israel's corrupt too, if we're going to use that logic. I mean, the IDF comes from the Irgun, Haganah, and the Stern Gang. Those were all paramilitary organizations, just like Hamas, that were terrorist organizations. The IDF was created through terrorism, if we're going to go down this road. Hey, man.
Okay, so it wasn't created to defend Israel.
Yeah, the IDF came from Irgun, Haganah, Stern Gang, all terrorist organizations.
What is Hamas defending?
What was that?
On that day. What was Hamas defending on that day?
Well, there's multiple reasons why they invaded on that day. Again, I'm not sitting here condoning their behaviors. I'm just telling you why they invaded.
Let's hear them.
Why did they invade?
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of reasons. Number one, the Abraham Accords. They didn't want Saudi Arabia to enter into an agreement where Saudi Arabia would recognize Israel officially, and a couple other Gulf states, because if they went ahead and recognized Israel without answering the Palestinian question, that would leave them out in the cold to deal with Israel, and there'd never be a two-state solution or any type of sovereignty or right of self-determination. Number two, the red heifers. Israel had spent a significant amount of money, I think like $500,000, on red heifers, and they're doing that to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque so they can go ahead and build the temple to fulfill the prophecy of the Messiah. And also the occupation. I mean, in Gaza, they can't leave. There's not many opportunities. All the food and all the electricity that comes in is controlled by Israel. They're occupied.
I've seen Gaza, and they live good there, brother.
Really? They live good there?
Yeah, I've seen photos. I've seen videos.
Okay.
They lived good there.
Okay, well, you can say that they live good, but the reality is...
What would you say about Gazans that like discriminate like Hamas operatives? What would you say about that?
Say that again. What do I think about Gazans that
Gazans that like they regret like the 7th of October happened, like they said?
Well, like I said, October 7th was a horrible day, but I think it's very important to understand that if you occupy people violently for decades, like they're gonna retaliate at some point, and that's what October 7th was. I mean, the truth is the truth, man. Again, I'm not saying that I'm glad that happened. I'm just saying that this is what happens with humans when you occupy them violently for decades.
Yeah, but what did they do?
What do you mean? What did they do?
Anything significant?
What was that?
Did they do anything significant?
Hamas?
Yeah.
Well, they basically...
What did they achieve, actually? So what did they achieve now? Now we stand in 2025. What did they achieve? Like, what's their achievements?
Well, they've allowed you guys to ruin your own reputation internationally. Israel has the lowest approval ratings ever. Yeah, that's not good, man.
What's the cost?
What's the cost?
Yeah.
Like I said, Israel's reputation. Your prime minister is currently wanted.
What happened to Gaza? What happened to Gaza?
Oh, Gaza's been destroyed.
So was it worth it?
Honestly, you'd have to ask them. I mean, you're dealing with people that, they don't fear death. So again, you'd have to ask them what they think. But what I am saying is that they've successfully destroyed Israel's reputation.
People who don't fear death
What was that?
terrorists. They're terrorists.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose. That's very dangerous. That's what I'm trying to say.
Was it worth it at the end? I don't think so. Not for Hamas, for the civilians that kill and that.
No, it's a horrible situation.
else.
Look, it's a horrible situation, but I do think that Israel's gotten a very, ruined its reputation in the process, because the world's been watching you guys systematically kill kids and women and innocent people. 70% of the people that have died have been innocent people, man. So you guys can't really justify, the ridiculous use of violence and the constant bombing. It doesn't make sense, especially when we know that you guys have the ability to use precision airstrikes like you just did on Iran. You killed a bunch of their nuclear scientists.
That is precision airstrikes.
I'm sorry?
It is precision airstrikes. Even when we
No, they're not.
Even in Iran, you think people didn't get out?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. In Iran, you guys use precise strikes, and you guys killed a bunch of the generals.
It doesn't matter.
But in Gaza, you're not using those same precise strikes. You're killing innocent people in Gaza. That's what I'm trying to explain. I mean, bro, everybody has eyes that can see the news.
News can be faked easily.
Oh, so 100,000 plus people dead is fake news in Israel or in Gaza? Excuse me.
No, but what can you do? You are.
Come on, man. The world's watching.
Let's say you were a Hamas operative right now, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you go into civilian areas as well, so you don't get bombed? Let's be honest.
Well, Israel does that as well. I mean, right now in Tel Aviv, they're getting bombed in Tel Aviv because they have military and government infrastructure in the middle of Tel Aviv. So the Israelis do it too.
No, let's be honest. Iran is after anything they can get.
I mean, you guys
giving it the role. Let's agree that they're giving it the role. Like
they're what?
Unlike Israel,
they're what?
They're giving the role.
What do you mean giving the role?
Everything. They're giving everything they got.
They're giving the role? I'm confused. What do you mean by that?
No, they're giving everything they got up their sleeves.
Oh, the Iranians?
All these missiles, that's everything they got.
Well, I mean, they've caused a significant amount of damage. I mean, they got hypersonic missiles that you guys can't stop.
Most of them have been stopped out of the way, yeah?
No.
I actually watched a few intercepted above me.
Yeah, you guys have intercepted drones and cruise missiles, but you guys can't stop the hypersonic missiles, and those have been hitting Tel Aviv pretty hard. And
actually, we got missiles over here we got missiles a few hours ago. They got intercepted.
I know, but here's the thing. I'm
not gonna discuss how good Iron Dome is good,
yeah,
good it is
but I get that. You guys have the Iron Dome, you got the Arrow, and you got the David Sling, but you understand that the interceptors, you can't intercept forever because the interceptors are way more expensive than the rockets they're shooting at you. In other words, they have more rockets than you have interceptors, so it's just a matter of time.
Okay, so how many missiles do you think they have?
Thousands.
What are they going to achieve eventually? What's the goal?
They have thousands of missiles, and they make them on their own.
How many did they shoot?
They've shot a couple hundred at you guys already.
Eventually,
they have
what do you
thousands.
think is gonna happen with the Air Force?
What's gonna happen with the Air Force?
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
The Israeli Air Force?
Yeah.
Well, you guys can't destroy their nuclear facilities by yourselves.
We have destroyed a few facilities already.
Not really. You guys might have damaged them, but they're still intact.
Actually, I've read the news. Have you looked at it? We did destroy all 15 nuclear facilities, and
no, you did not.
Yes, we did.
You did not. They're still very intact because they're deep underground, and you guys don't have the bombs to destroy them. This is why Netanyahu is trying to get the United States involved right now. You guys did not destroy them all.
No, I can tell you confidently, all the nuclear facilities got destroyed.
Didn't you say a second ago that the news is fake? Now you're saying that the news is real?
Depends what news.
Oh, it's the news that you gotta like that, I guess. Look, bro, I'll be honest with you, man.
No, but you know that news can be favored to
of course,
side.
Of course, but the reality is
you're not stupid. You know that.
No, of course, but bro, a lot of these nuclear sites are deep underground, and you guys don't have the bombs to knock them down. It's gonna take weeks of airstrikes to even penetrate, and you guys don't have the bombs to do so. And then there's the main nuclear site is in a mountain.
You can kill the ones that make it.
Yeah, but they have multiple nuclear facilities that
we killed most of them.
No, you didn't, man. The main one is in a mountain.
A lot of scientists.
Yeah, you killed 9 scientists, but they have hundreds.
A lot of important people. Okay.
They have hundreds of scientists. You killed 9. I know. Great, but they have hundreds.
Get them all eventually. It doesn't matter.
Look, man, I get it. They got to keep your guys' morale up and stuff like that. But this is a far more formidable enemy. This isn't Hamas or Hezbollah. The Iranians are a lot more
sophisticated. Really going up their skies. We own their skies, brother.
Ooh. If you guys own their skies so much, how are you guys getting hit with missiles so
we
much?
Own their skies. Like,
why is Haifa under fire right now? Why is Tel Aviv getting hit by missiles if you guys own their skies?
Because again, we're holding back.
You're holding back.
Yeah, we got morals. No, why are you laughing?
Bro, come on, man. Are you, what, the most moral army in the world? You guys kill innocent people, man, all day? Come on, man.
I didn't say that. I said we're moral.
We're moral. Come on. But yeah, you guys say that stuff. That's a joke. Come on, bro. We all know that the IDF is not the most moral army in the world, man. That's a joke. I
never said it is the most moral in the world.
But you guys call yourselves the most moral army, and then you said we're moral and we're holding back, bro. Look, man. Look. Let's be very honest.
What do you want us to do? You want us to kill civilians too? You want us to bomb?
You guys have already been killing civilians. Look, what it really comes down to is.
Okay, so you think if we tried to kill civilians, we would kill like only hundreds?
You guys have killed 100,000 plus.
100,000?
Yes, 100,000 plus.
In Iran?
No. In Gaza.
In Gaza, I'm talking about Iran right now. I'm not talking about Gaza.
Yeah, but I'm saying because I'm trying to explain to you that you guys are not a moral army because you kill innocent people. But when it comes to Iran, yes, I mean, you guys don't really own the skies like you think you do in Iran. And if you did, you wouldn't be getting hit with missiles every day.
What?
I said if you guys own the skies like you say that you do, you wouldn't be getting hit with all the missiles that you're getting. Haifa's on fire right now, and Tel Aviv is getting destroyed.
On fire? There's literally 3 missiles that fucking hit the ground.
In Haifa?
No, in this bunch, like.
No, more missiles hit than that, bro.
I won't tell you where because I can, but.
No, it's fine. But the missiles, more than 3 missiles hit, bro. Way more than 3 missiles hit, man. Way more than 3. Haifa, they got hit in Haifa a couple hours ago, and then you guys just got hit in Tel Aviv a few hours ago. You can check the news, bro. I don't know. You're in Gaza, maybe you don't know. But you guys got hit pretty hard this morning.
I guess time will show us,
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Israel will not be able to maintain this type of damage and missile barrages from Iran much longer. So if the United States doesn't come in, you guys are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Why are we not going to be able to maintain it?
Because you guys can't defend yourselves without U.S. aid. Let's be honest here. Simply, just being honest.
Oh, you think USA is not, getting profit from this? What do you mean?
What I'm saying is that
Iran is clearly a threat, and USA as well.
They're not a real threat to us, though. They're really not. They're a threat to you guys, and that's about it.
No, they are. If they make nuclear, they are. That's the point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They would never actually fire a nuclear weapon at us. And honestly, I don't even think they'd fire a nuclear weapon at you guys. I think the nuclear weapon is there to prevent you guys from harassing them as much as you guys do.
They literally threatened. They said.
Well, here's the thing. You guys have nuclear weapons, but you guys have them illegally. At least they're trying to at least abide by the IAEA. You guys have nuclear weapons.
I think if we wanted to use them, we would use them. And we've
Well, you guys aren't going to use them unless it's a last resort, but you guys do have nuclear weapons and you guys have them illegally.
As last resort? Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. Why wouldn't we?
I just find it funny. You guys tell the Iranians that they can't have nuclear weapons when you guys illegally have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, and?
All right, fair enough. That's the Israeli answer, yeah.
They're unreliable. You can't believe them, brother.
What was that?
You can't believe them.
You can't believe what?
Yeah, they have mood swings. You can't believe them. That's it.
No, I know that you guys have nuclear weapons, and so does the rest of the world. Everyone knows. A guy named Mordecai Vanunu exposed this, that you guys literally have a nuclear program that's illegal.
You want me to confess? I don't know.
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying that you guys have nuclear weapons, so you can't really tell
I wouldn't know anything about it anyways.
That's fine. You don't have to know. But I'm saying you guys have nuclear weapons. You know you have nuclear weapons. The whole world knows you guys have nuclear weapons. But it's funny that you guys tell Iran that they can't have nuclear weapons. It's very interesting.
Okay.
But either way, look, man, I'm gonna get off here. Look,
it would make sense to not let someone who wants to destroy you have nuclear weapons. It makes sense.
I think you know what? If I'm gonna be honest here, I think Iran would probably be more responsible with nuclear weapons than you guys.
No, I don't think so. When they have said
you don't think so?
Gonna use them against us.
You guys have started a war with all your neighbors.
Yeah, because guess what? All our neighbors are fucking Arab. That's why.
Yeah, but you guys have started a lot of the wars with them.
Which ones?
I mean, you guys started the 67 war. You guys, the Yom Kippur, you guys got attacked. But I mean,
Yom Kippur? What do you mean? How?
look, the point I'm trying to make is that you guys have fought with almost every country in your region, and you've either A, destabilized them with U.S. aid, or B, paid them off, like the Egyptians and the Jordanians, for example. We paid them off so that they don't fight with you guys, right? So,
Are you streaming, by the way?
yes, I'm live right now.
Where, on Twitch or on YouTube?
I'm a Kick.
Kick.
Yeah, Kick. Look, man, I don't got any beef with you or whatever. I just think that the government that you're serving is an evil government. You know what I mean? And I don't think you know better because you're a young guy. But, you know, the IDF is responsible for a lot of crimes, bro. And they kill a lot of innocent people. I mean, you might not know. You didn't know who Yoav Gallant was, which I'm assuming they probably don't want you to know certain things.
I guess we'll never know. Everyone can have an opinion, though.
Never know what?
Like what you're saying, that I'm serving an evil purpose, like...
I mean, bro, the whole world knows that the IDF is you know, kind of doing some fucked up shit right now.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Bro, there's an arrest warrant for your prime minister right now for war crimes. Like, what are you talking about, man? There's an arrest warrant for Yoav Gallant too. Like, there's arrest warrants for because they put up.
Let's end it on good terms, okay?
Fine, no problem. It was a good discussion.
It was a good discussion. Good discussion.
All right, bro. Be safe, okay, man? I'll see you.
Be safe, you too, brother.
All right, bye.